All right, so this is going to pick up where the last lecture left off. Uh, we had done the formatting for the formatting practice at the very beginning. And this is going to make use of the rest of the typing that is available in that formatting assignment, just to give you some practice on it. I've gone ahead and inputted all of that information here in the text, so that's already here, but none of this is formatted. So I just wanted to make sure that everybody knew how to do this. So I still have my page numbers, all of that's still correct, but I need to start with this center title, and it does say center title, do not bold or underline. That's what you would be doing with the title. It just is giving you exact instructions. So in order to center, if you're not familiar with that, if you come over to your Home tab here, on paragraph here in the middle, right now it's at aligning the text to the left. Go ahead and center your text, and that just automatically bumps that right over to the center. And of course, when you're doing an MLA formatting for an actual paper, you don't have an assignment identifier here, so this formatting practice is not necessary. So I'm just going to go ahead and remove that. So the center title, do not bold or underline, serves as your assignment title. So whatever you're going to call your paper goes there. And then it comes down into the body of the paper, but none of these are indented. Now there are a couple of ways that you can do indenting. Every paragraph, if you recall, needs a 1/2 inch indent from the left, and you can of course use a tab at the very beginning. That's that key up towards the upper left hand corner of your computer keyboard. So I mean, you can use that, but I like to use a slightly different one. So I'm going to highlight all of these information, all of this stuff that needs to be indented. Okay, I'm not going to highlight this because this was my block quote. So in order to get these all indented, you're going to come up over to your paragraph, and you're going to tell it, you see where it says here indentation? One of the special options that they give you is by first line, and that's by 1/2 inch. Okay, and so I'm going to go ahead and do that, and then automatically my paragraphs are all indented. Now with this guy, this is my block quote, and it needs to actually be indented on its own. It's an extra 1 inch margin, okay, because this is a block quote. And remember, if we remember correctly, you only want to use one block quote at the very outside for a paper. So I've got my ruler bar set up top so I can see, but if you don't have that automatically setting up for you, if you come over to your view, ruler is right here, so that way you can see how far you're at there. And you can either increase the indent, just like this, so there's a 1/2 inch and there's a full inch. You can do it that way. Or if you don't like to do it that way, you can come here to the paragraph and then just give it a 1 inch indent from the left. Does the exact same thing. Okay, so that's what a block quote does. And then of course I'm going to need to go back now and do indenting on the rest of it. And this is the final paragraph in this paper. After that, it's works cited paper stuff. So I just come back up here to my paragraph, and I'm going to do special first line, just like I did before. So we've got these last couple of paragraphs, right? All right, so that is the information on how you do indents for all of the work in here. As far as the main paper, but we also have to manage the works cited page. Works cited page has to be on its own page, even if there's only one paper, one page to the main paper and then one page on its own. Works cited has to be on its own page. Okay, so we need to insert a hard break here, so this works cited goes over here to its own page with all the other works cited sources. So to do that, if you come over to your insert here, we should be able to find page break. All right, so insert page break, and then it just automatically has this nice little, it shoots your works cited down to the next page. All right, So with your works cited page, this does take a few very specific formatting things that need to happen. And the first of which is works cited itself needs to be centered. So you can either highlight it like this, or I like to click to the side when the arrow turns facing to the right. That means it's going to catch the whole line. And then you can come up to your paragraph again and hit center, and then there that goes right there, just to the center where we need it. No underlining, nothing of that sort needs to be done there. And then we're going to go ahead and all of this, if you notice on the template, has this this thing called a hanging indent is what happens. And a hanging indent just means that the first line is the one that's actually flush out to the left, and then the second and if there are any third lines, those will actually go down to half an inch in, just like it's kind of a reverse of what you see in our regular indenting. So I'm going to go ahead and highlight all of this stuff, and once again we come up to our paragraph dialog box right up here. I'm going to click on that, and I'm going to go special, and it already has hanging indents set up. Those are defaulted into all programs that I have seen, so I just want to make sure that you can find that. So you're going to say OK, and there it is. So there's our hanging indent. Now this looks a little funky. I'm going to go ahead and save it because I'm big on saving. This does look a little funky, and we're not quite done yet with all of our formatting, but I just want to make sure that you know how to get to all of these things. So for example, under the works cited, books need to be italicized. You may notice this from your Little Brown Handbook and from some of the research material that you may have seen in the past. So in order to italicize something, you want to go ahead and use the I up here in your font box. Now some people prefer to do an underline style. That's fine as long as you're consistent throughout, so you can choose whether you prefer italics or underlining. They used to do underlining more when people had typewriters. But now that we have a lot more options, a lot of people find italics to be more aesthetically pleasing. You decide what works best for you. The second one down, we've got a title of a book. Okay, so a title of a book automatically gets our italics right up here on the side. Then the third one down, we've got title of the article goes in quotation marks. The name of the scholarly journal right here, just the name of the journal gets italics, just like a book. Okay, and then we've got a title of a newspaper article. Then we're going to go ahead and italicize just the title of the newspaper article, right? And title of an article from a database magazine, so title of the magazine gets italicized. Name of the database also gets italicized. Okay, lots of information. Just make sure that you're checking back with your individual look up your sources, and if you have questions, please do ask. I'm more than happy to give you what expertise I have on getting your MLA formatting done. But that's the basics of the formatting, and that's all I have to discuss on that subject. Again, if you have questions, please make sure you're getting in touch as early as possible.